see you.
Avatar: Fire and Ash is now streaming on Disney+. It's the film critics are calling the best Avatar yet.
Yeah! Go, 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 go!
A true epic and completely jaw-dropping.
This is the only pure thing in this world.
Return to Pandora on Disney+.
It will be an adventure for the whole family.
And watch the Oscar-winning phenomenon at home.
This is sick!
Avatar: Fire and Ash, now streaming on Disney+. Rated PG-13.
LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. We cannot stop your new clients from emailing you at 3 a.m. We can help you sell, market, and hire in one place. We cannot help you be in 3 places at once. And while we can't help you organize your calendar, LinkedIn can help you land more clients so you have a calendar to organize. Grow your small business on LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/smallbusiness.
What'd you do with the heels?
I put them on another pair of shoes.
Really?
Yes, because that's what you do, because you can't get the heels anymore for new shoes now.
This is the plaintiff, Catherine Burks. She says she brought her black 9 West pumps to the defendant to have the inside of the shoe glued to the leather. And when she went to pick them up, he couldn't find them. Once he did locate them in a box, they were dismantled, and he told her he used the heel on one of her shoes to fix someone else's shoes. The guy's a hack. Her shoes had sentimental value, and she's suing for the $85 she spent on them. This is the defendant, James Manasseh. He says he saw the plaintiff every day and told her shoes were ready to be picked up. The plaintiff always said she didn't have any money, and her repaired shoes sat in his shop for 3 months. He has an explicit policy which states he's not responsible after 30 days. He's been in business 26 years. He's good at what he does. And bottom line, the woman didn't pick up her shoes in a timely fashion. She abandoned them. He's accused of having no soul.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Ready. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're
Catherine
welcome.
Burks, you are suing James Manasseh of Manasseh Shoe Repair, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You're actually suing the shoe repair for $85, the cost of some 9 West shoes that you say he ruined. Tell me what happened.
I took my shoes in to be fixed.
Had you used them before?
They had been worn, yes.
No, had you? I didn't mean the shoes.
Yes,
I
had used
assumed
it
the shoes
before.
were worn before you're taking them to
Yeah.
a shoe repair place. I meant, had you used their services before?
I had, yes.
All right, so you guys knew each other. You brought him your shoes. What was wrong
On
with
the
your shoes?
inside of the shoe, the inside was coming away from the leather down at the round part, and I just needed that glued on
Anything
both sides
else?
of the shoes. Nothing else.
All right, so you left it with him, and what date did you leave it with him?
I left him like about the second week or so of February. I'm not sure the exact
And according to
date.
you, that's a lie.
That's a big one, yeah.
Okay, hold on. So you left him the second week of February, and do you have a ticket or something that tells you?
I do now, but I didn't then. I left my business card with him because I had done business with him.
Okay, so you do now. How did you get
I
one?
went back once I went to get the shoes, found out they were demolished. I went back, he said he was gonna fix them, so I went back and thought then I better get a receipt then. That you actually have my
But did you
shoes.
ever give her a ticket originally?
No, ma'am, because normally I knew her. She had came into the store, and she.
Boy, that would be so helpful now so that I can see, because the entire case is going to pivot on how long she left those shoes there.
Well,
And it would be so great if there was evidence of when she walked in with the shoes.
Well, see, my story is you bring your shoes in.
Hold on, let me hear her story first, then I'll hear your answer. So go ahead. You bring the shoes in the what'd you say, second week of February?
Second week of February.
And he tells you can pick them up when?
He doesn't tell me. I said I'll come pick them up.
Okay, and then what happened?
Then when I went in there, no one could
When
find
you
the
went
shoes.
in there, that was when? Second week?
That was the second week in March.
Okay.
No shoes to be found.
Okay.
So I'm helping them look for the shoes.
So how long were your shoes there?
I said they were a good month there.
Okay.
Maybe a couple of days, 32 days. I don't know what you consider a month.
Okay.
Before I actually went and got the shoes. But
And according to you, she left them how long?
It was about 2 months, almost 2 months, because she brought the shoes in at the end of January. Now, she said she came in the second week of February. I was on vacation the second week of February. And that's when she came in. She's supposed to be coming back that day or that evening because it's while you wait. I said, well, ma'am, everything is prepaid. So she said, well, I don't have my money right now, but I'll be back to get them. You know, I said, okay, well, don't take me that long to do it. She had a line in the inside. I said, well, ma'am, what I'm gonna cost you to fix that shoe, let me put the heels on there and I'll do that job there for you free. Because she needed heels more so than she needed
The tabs you're talking about. Not brand new heel to the shoe, just the tabs.
Yeah, just the tab.
Yeah.
And so I said, okay, this is what I do since I know you and everything. I said, this is what I do. I give you a better deal. I just fix the heels for you and you pay for the heels and I fix the lining of the shoe. And I say, since I'm going to charge you.
Okay. I got it. All right, and then she leaves it there 2 months.
Yeah,
for 2 months?
shoes were there for 2 months.
Do you see her walking by?
Yes, I walked out and I said, hey, Miss Catherine, I said, you ready? That was the next day after I had fixed the shoes.
And she says?
And she said that...
how much was the total job?
$12.
$12. And
Yes.
she says, I don't have $12?
She said, I don't have the money right now. I locked my purse up in the garage.
Okay.
In the parking deck. I said, okay. So I went about a whole nother week. And then so the next time I seen her, she didn't come back through. And normally she'd walk past my store. So, but now she had stopped coming.
Now she's avoiding your store?
Yeah, she's not coming by the store because that's where she normally go to eat.
Right.
So I said, okay, well, I guess she don't want the shoes. So I didn't bother anymore.
Okay.
And so I just took the heels off the shoes because of the condition they was in. So I just took them off the heels.
The heel you're referring to the tap again?
No, the whole heel.
The whole heel?
Yes.
Oh, because you figured she abandoned her shoes.
Right, because they was
What'd you do with the heel?
I put them on another pair of shoes.
Really?
Yes, because that's what you do, because you can't get the heels anymore for new shoes now, the type of shoes. So normally I go to the thrift store and buy the heels and put them on the other shoe for the customer and rewrap them and put them back on.
How does the design still works? It's not that complicated?
Yes, it's not that complicated.
So according to you, you come with, you say 32 days, and then what happens? He says, I don't have your shoes. I thought you weren't coming back. What does he say to you?
he didn't say anything. He started looking for my shoes.
And then?
He started looking for them. Then he's like, I don't know where they're at. Then it was underneath the table, there was a shoe box. And I seen some black pumps sticking out. He picked them up. They're 9 West. Yes, they are. Those are my shoes.
No,
and what was wrong with them?
They were dismantled. Wasn't nothing left on the shoe.
Okay, so there's no heel.
No heel.
So it's just the little things.
This part of your shoe.
Right,
This part right here.
So then what happens?
So then, that wasn't a good thing.
Well, he tells you why, though, right?
No, he proceeds to tell me that he thought these shoes were salvaged. Abandoned. He did not use the word abandoned.
No,
he did not use the word abandoned.
Okay, what does it matter what he used?
Yeah.
Okay, so, because I guess they would mean different things. But, okay, so he proceeded to tell me that he used my parts for other people's shoes. Went so far as to show me the shoes that he put my heels on.
They were still there?
Painted them beige.
So what'd you do? Did you take the heels back off that person's and put them back on hers?
Yes, because I took that off because
That's fine. So did he put the heels back on your shoes?
The heels he put back on my shoes were not my heels.
Wait, but I thought they were right there in front of you.
He didn't do that. He says, Miss Burks, I will fix your shoes. Give me some time. I'll find the heels and put your heels back on.
Oh, I thought you said that the shoes were right there. He doesn't need to find your heels. Those are your heels.
He had
you
already
can't
put
use
them
them
on.
again? You can't
Yes, that's what I did. But not on that, before we got to that part, I said, well, I went and bought her, gave her another pair of shoes, a lot more quality shoes than what she brought me.
Well, that's kind of a taste thing.
And,
what shoes did he... So wait, used shoes or new shoes?
Used shoes, but they new.
Well, that's disgusting.
But look, they haven't never been worn, though, ma'am. I mean, anytime you put a shoe on, even when you go to the store and try them on, they're secondhand.
Well, not really.
Yeah.
So what shoes did he offer you?
Some ugly looking shoes that I did not want.
Ma'am, she can say what she want to say, but she can tell y'all that, but she know God know what hearing what she's saying. She's not telling the truth. So she can say what she want to say, but she got to answer to God. She don't have to answer to y'all, but she gonna have to answer to God.
Okay.
She's
I
telling
have
a lie.
question. I have a question. According to you, he says I'm going to fix them. Then how do you get the shoes that you didn't feel were fixed?
I come to him. I went to him weekly. I still haven't had them fixed. I still haven't fixed. Then the next thing I know, we're getting a shout match. Next thing I know, he's no longer there. He's moved over to another place.
In the same area?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Far from the area, downtown area.
Okay.
I call him, come by, you can get your shoes. Call him, I don't have your shoes, they were in my car today. I'll bring them to you, I'm moving back downtown.
Okay.
Another month goes by, no shoes. Call him again, sir, when are you bringing my shoes? Oh, I'm gonna get them to you. So that was the next day he brought them to me.
Which was when?
That was in the end of June.
Okay, why did it take so long to get the shoes back to her?
Because I didn't think she wanted the shoes.
No, I mean once she told you she wanted them.
Well, I told her come and get them because when I first brought them to her, she said, "Oh, these is not my shoes. My shoes don't look." I said, "Ma'am, look at the shoes here." I even went extra. I even put your toe pieces on top of the shoes. Now I did all I can do for you with these shoes. I'm not traveling.
Where are the shoes now? Did you bring
Yes,
them?
I do have the shoes, but no, they're in the storage unit because.
Oh, why did you bring them?
Because I have so much equipment, and see, these are used stuff that I take heels off, and so they's in the back, and I just didn't have the time to go there and get that stuff.
You don't let me have any fun.
Yeah.
All right. So he brings you the shoes to your place of business, and you look at them and say what?
These are not my shoes. He says, I put the same heels back on there.
And you said?
And I said, no, you didn't, because I don't have any heels where my heels are messed up in the back. He said he put them back on, so he didn't.
What did you get? Do you know what their policy is in terms of like how long you can leave your shoes there before you're out of gas?
Yes, he told me that.
What is it?
He told me that when he couldn't find them, 30 days. But then I found them in the salvage box. So once
I understand.
Okay, so yes, there's no. And I asked him, "Where's the sign in the store?" There's no sign.
Is there
We
a
need
sign
to
in the
discuss
store?
it.
Ma'am, on your ticket states.
Yeah, but you didn't. You told me you didn't give her a ticket because you knew her.
But no, the first time she first come to my store because it's a while you wait the store. You don't leave.
Did
the
you
shoes
give her
there.
a ticket the last time?
No, because she gave me.
Okay, how will she know your policy about 30 days?
From the first day when the first time she came to my store.
Did you give her a ticket that time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I gave her a ticket that time. I gave her a ticket that
Did
time.
you get a ticket any of the times you've been at his store?
No, ma'am, except for the time where I just told you, when I went back after he was going to fix my heels, then that's when I got my ticket.
Okay, but if this is a while you wait store, why would you think that you can store your shoes there or leave them there for 32 days anyway?
Because it's not a while you wait store. He had a shelf full of shoes that people take there to get fixed.
He says that he kept telling you your shoes are ready, your shoes are ready. He says it was months and months, that it wasn't, 32
He's not
days.
telling the truth. And I'm not trying to argue with that point, but ma'am, he is not telling the truth.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. How long do you have to pick up an item before it gets abandoned by the repair shop?
I think 6 months.
Why 6 months?
It sounds like a reasonable amount of time.
Sounds like a long time to me.
I'm going to go 3 months.
Why so?
It just seems like, a good amount of time that gives the person time to get their item back.
But remember, the repair shop then has to start storing all this junk.
I've actually been in this situation before, and I was told you have to send a letter after 30 days, and if there's money owed on it, if there's no response after 30 days, within 90 days.
So if you're the repair shop, you send a letter?
Yes. If money's owed and you
First of all, can you do me a favor? You're knocking this poor little doggy, and the doggy is shaking. Don't do that.
This is his first time outside. He's a little newborn. He just came from the litter yesterday. So
and I'm holding what looks like a club over his head. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, going inside the courtroom.
He is not telling the truth on that.
No, he says you're not telling the truth.
Because he's already made statements that my purse was in the garage. Nope, my purse was in the basement. I made that specifically clear to him.
Oh, well, then you are giving him excuses for why you can't pay to pick up the shoes.
It wasn't an excuse. I'm at my job.
Then, do it on a Saturday somewhere else. I don't know what to tell you about that. All right. So what's going on now? What's going on now? You have her shoes, but they don't have heels on them.
They have heels on them. They have heels on it, and also I can fix it. But she just came in there being so negative. So
what can you fix?
I can rewrap the heel.
Do you want to go pick up those shoes, or you're not interested?
They are not my shoes. Those heels are not.
Okay, no problem. So I'll just rule on the case, and here's how I rule. I rule that you have 30 days to pick up those shoes, and that if you leave them there longer, that you can't complain if something happens to them. That's the whole idea behind you have 30 days. If you have used him before, there had to be one original time when you used him where he wasn't your best friend and you actually did get a ticket. This policy is the same policy that every other shoe repair place has and virtually every place has, period, because you can't leave your stuff in someone else's place for storage, okay? And I don't believe you, even by your testimony when you say 32 days, then you would be violating the policy, but I think it was a lot longer than 32 days if you've admitted to me that you're giving him excuses about how your purse was in the basement or whatever else it is. So I find in favor of the defendant. That's my judgment.
This is the plaintiff right here. You looked, what are you thinking right now?
I'm thinking that she spoke to him. She didn't let me tell my side of the story. I gave him months to fix my shoes. Why have to wait, give him 30 more days to fix my shoes?
Well, it sounds like he called you to come pick up the shoes and you didn't pick them up.
He did not call me. I met him and told him I was picking up the shoes.
All right.
One time. He says he had them fixed. If he had them fixed and he knew who I was, which he already said, he knew who I was. We had a relationship. So why would he dismantle my shoes if we had a relationship?
Why do you think he would?
I wouldn't.
Why would he?
Because he's a liar.
All right. Okay. Right down this way here. All right. So here he is. He wins this case. You're smiling, but there's not a happy customer right there.
But she will be once I fix it. I'm still going to fix the shoes for her. You know, the shoes have been in them for over months, you know, but it's just...
You think you can please her?
No, but I'm going to try anyhow.
This is your lucky day. You won the case.
You know,
right.
I know what it is.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, over to Harvey.
You know, I got to tell you, especially if you bring something in that's expensive for repair, you got to read what's on that form that you get before you leave the store, because you could lose your rights to the item if you don't comply. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Study and play come together on a Windows 11 PC. And for a limited time, college students get the best of both worlds. Get the Unreal College Deal. Everything you need to study and play with select Windows 11 PCs. Eligible students get a year of Microsoft 365 Premium and a year of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with a custom color Xbox wireless controller. Learn more at windows.com/student offer. While supplies last. Ends June 30th. Terms at aka.ms/collegepc.
This is the plaintiff, Megan. She says she moved into an apartment the defendant owned. The woman lived right downstairs with her wife and 2 babies, and it was a crazy atmosphere. Needless to say, she moved out and is now having the dandiest time getting her security back. She has no other choice but to sue for the $1,100 she's owed. This is the defendant, Ileana Adrat. She says she left a boatload of garbage in the apartment and it reeked to high heaven of cigarettes. She should have run for the hills when the plaintiff paid the rent in singles, and it became evident the girl must be a stripper. Owe her money? No chance. She's accused of being tight-fisted.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Okay, Megan, you've asked us not to mention your last name. You are suing Ileana Adrat?
Correct.
Okay. Your landlord for $1,100 in security deposit that you say she is refusing to return to you. You lived there and moved out when?
I moved in on April 22nd of 2010, and I moved out on April 1st of 2012.
Okay. And when you moved out, according to you, how much notice did she give you?
2 days.
All right. And you were on a month-to-month at that time? Were you on a month-to-month during this lease, or you had a...
Absolutely.
No? Okay. And why was it so quick? Why did you only give her 2 days' notice?
Well, it came up at the time that my boyfriend had asked me to move in. He was, like, pressuring me to move in, and I decided at the last moment that I wanted to move in. I didn't think there was anything wrong with it.
Oh, because I saw a text where you were telling her that you had to move in with your sister to help her out or something like that.
Right.
That was
well,
a lie?
No, well, I just feel like it was none of her business what my situation was, considering that we were on a month-to-month regardless.
I guess so, yeah, it was a lot. I don't know what. All right,
But anyway, so I moved out that, I told her a week before, and I let her know, and she said that was no problem. She
Okay.
wished me the best.
Had you paid April?
I had.
Oh, okay.
I paid on
She
April
paid April?
1st.
I was holding her security.
Yeah, she was holding my security deposit.
And
but-
you paid April?
Yes, I did.
So-
No, I didn't pay April. No, I didn't.
So you
I'm
didn't
sorry.
pay the month that you gave her no notice on?
Exactly.
Okay. And then you moved out in 2 days?
Right, correct.
Okay. And when you say to me she was perfectly fine with that, I mean, what is she going to do, shoot you? I mean, because why? Because her emails back to you are like, wow, you're really... Let's read her text back to you. Her text back to you is, you're really leaving me in a bind here. You're giving me 2 days notice, but okay, I'll try to rent it out. Right?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, and then what happened? You guys had a very civil relationship.
We did, and it was fine. And if it was really a problem of me leaving in a short notice, I would have waited. But she said, no problem, I understand. You're moving on with your life.
Well, yeah, because you lied to her. You didn't tell her, I want to go live with my main squeeze, and I'm in a hurry. You didn't say that part. What you said is, her roommate moved out on her a couple days. She needs someone right away to replace the rent. It's so sudden, but I have to take it by the 1st. I have to live with my sister, my poor sister, who gave her this other sob story. All right, sorry to see you go, but I understand you're giving me 3 days notice, so I have to rush to rent the place ASAP. I don't have the security till I rent it out. Now, do you know when that place was rented out?
Well, I actually, after like a month of her not paying me and actually pushing me off, on and off, I went and I spoke with the neighbor, and the neighbor had informed me that she rented the place like 6 days after I left.
Okay, did you?
No.
When did you rent the place out?
It was the middle of May.
There was nobody there in
No.
April? Do you have any proof that there was somebody there in April?
No, I don't.
Did you rent it out with a lease or without a lease?
With a lease.
Can I see the lease?
I don't have it with me. I
Okay.
didn't think I was going to need it. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, so then what happens?
It was just downhill from there. Like, I left, and she wasn't returning my text messages. I was asking her to pick up my mail. She wasn't getting back to me. Then she had told me, oh, well, I'm going to give you my security this day, and it never went in my account. She just kept pushing me off.
Well, there's a bunch of pushing off. There's text. I love text.
Right.
Text just recreates. Text, Facebook, email just makes the world go round now. It makes my job so much easier. There's a bunch of texts back and forth, and she tells you April 19th she hasn't rented the place yet. Then in May 8th, you say, I called and texted you yesterday. I'm short on money. Could you give me my security deposit back? She says, give me your account number at TD, and I'll put $500 in this Friday when I get paid. If she does, according to you, $1,000-something worth of damage, okay, because that's your reason for not paying her, is what? Why won't you give her back her security deposit? Give me your reason.
I gave her back $500 into her account.
But why won't you give her the rest of it?
Because there's $1,200 worth of damage
So
to my
why would you
house,
give
and I
somebody
split
who
it.
did $1,200 worth of damages $500 back? If that's true, and
Because
you're
I'm
not just
fair.
trying to
I kept
if somebody does
$600.
$1,200 worth of damage,
Right.
How big was her security deposit? $1,100?
$1,100.
That means she owes you $100.
And I took responsibility for $600 worth of damage.
Well,
in
then
my
she
house.
didn't really do $1,200 worth of damage. I mean, one of the things you list as a reason why you won't give the money back is that a tenant is responsible for the stove. What was wrong with the stove?
I replaced the elements on the stove. The stove was taken apart when I got there. I went and replaced the elements and the little covers to catch the drippings. And when I went to try it, the stove wouldn't work. I had a guy come in and take a look at it, and he told me that I guess when they took the elements and took the stove apart, they broke the electrical circuit on it.
Tell me about the elements being removed. What's that about?
Because I'm a neat freak, so the whole time I lived there, like every time I cook and something would spill, like on the aluminum underneath, I would go to Walmart and I would pick up new ones. And since I was leaving, I wanted to leave.
Just clean them or put foil on them?
Right. Well, they would. I'm a messy cooker, right?
Okay.
Anyway, so when I was leaving, I wanted to put new ones in there for her, so when her new tenants came in, that it would be nice. I wanted to leave it nice for her, but it slipped my mind. I was like rushing everything last minute, and I didn't put them back.
So
and I
where'd
apologized
they
to
go?
her. I just threw them in the garbage, but I apologized to her, and I let her know that they were $5 at Walmart.
Did you disconnect something, though?
No.
You're just talking about the little metal plate where you go like this, you lift the element, and you take
the actual metal ones that you could pull out, that's easily pulls out, and then the silver ones you just lay inside the bottom. It's like a plate. It's not connected to anything.
Okay.
It
How
just
old
sits
was the
in there.
stove?
The stove, I have a picture of the stove when I moved out. I sent her a picture of it. I sent her actually a few pictures of the apartment.
Do you have
condition.
the bill from the electrician? Well, actually, you just bought a new stove, right?
I replaced
Do you have
the
anything
stove.
that says this stove can't be fixed?
No.
But in
The
general,
stove
I
was
left
not
that
working, the
apartment
oven wasn't
beautiful.
working, so I replaced it.
I left that apartment beautiful. I did so much work. I was there for 2 years.
Yeah, but let me just ask you a question. If you didn't pay April rent and you gave her no notice, why would you not owe her your security deposit at a minimum in rent?
I wasn't aware of that, but as far as I knew, between me and her, we had an agreement that it was okay, that she was going to pay me if I left on that day.
So it didn't come out in the testimony, but if this plaintiff really did pay her rent in singles, is it a fair conclusion to draw, do you think, that she's a stripper?
No way. She could be a server. She could be anything. But who
$1, singles.
Some people are cheap. You get paid in singles.
She could be a waitress.
That's right.
Really? A waitress is getting a bunch of singles? I mean,
Of course.
you wouldn't get a 5 or something?
Well, she could be working at a bar.
At a yogurt shop.
Yeah.
What, she's going to pay?
Coffee shop, exactly. Starbucks.
You're acting like I got a thing against strippers. Yeah. Sorry. Going inside the courtroom.
You informing someone, I gotta go to help out my sister who's in trouble, which is a lie, is not someone having an agreement with you. Just because someone is nice and says, wow, you're leaving me in a bind, but, okay, but really, I'll hustle and try to see if I can get it rented out. And if I get it rented out real fast, I'm not out anything, I'll give you your security deposit. That is not, there's nothing in it for her. She's just being polite to you. You don't have an agreement. That's just, you have informed her of what the law is, and she's going, all right, I guess. She didn't go there and hit you with a baseball bat, or threaten to sue you or anything else. She said, well, all right, I understand. That's not you have an agreement and you don't have to abide by the rules everybody else in the room has to abide by.
So
you don't get the $1,100 back because at a minimum, your rent is $1,100.
Yes.
At a minimum, because of the lack of notice, you owe the $1,100. And then, does she pay you $500?
No. She never
and
paid
you
me
say
a
you
dollar.
did?
Yes, I deposited it into her
Can
account.
I see the proof that you deposited it?
I don't have the right slip with me.
What were you going to say?
But I did put money in her account.
Okay, did to, did not. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Wow.
The only thing that I was unsure about was the fact that if I had decided to move out on April 1st, I paid rent for March. I left before even April started.
Do you seriously not understand what I'm telling you? You have an obligation to give a landlord notice.
If it's
the
a lease,
reason
though.
you have an obligation to give a landlord notice is because they otherwise have to eat April. It's not fair. In some places, you don't have to give them, in some places you have to give them 15 days notice, in some places you have to give them 30 days notice. In your place, you have to give them 30 days notice. Even on a month-to-month, you have to give them 30 days notice. Why? Because that gives them a chance to re-rent it so they're not out. Because just because you feel like moving in with your boyfriend doesn't mean she doesn't have a mortgage to pay. That doesn't work that way.
What about a written agreement in text that she's saying she's going to pay me, though?
It doesn't matter. Do you know why? Because she apparently doesn't know the law. But the lady in the black dress does. Okay? So she's giving me all the wrong reasons to keep the 1,100. This case would have been a 2-minute case if she'd given me the right reason. But I'm not going to pretend the right reason isn't there. We are done. My verdict is for the defendant.
So the law is the law, and here comes the plaintiff. Step on over here. Step next to me here and turn this way. You understand the judge's ruling here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, you know the law is 30 days, and that's the way it is, right?
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Well, you should have known that. What else did she have against you as a tenant? Were you a good tenant
I'd rather
otherwise?
not make any more comments, if that's okay.
Whatever, right down there. All right, so come on in here. Step on in here. Obviously, you're satisfied how this comes out.
Very happy.
Judge says you could have countersued for more.
I know. I want to keep the peace. I was really trying to be a good landlord and not take anybody for their money. And, we had a good relationship. I felt bad the way it ended.
Was she a good tenant otherwise?
Yes. Yes. We both tried to do the right thing for each other.
Okay, Harvey.
Real quick, you got to know this, that the notice provisions actually vary from state to state. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Tomorrow morning is knocking. Stock your fridge now. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or a sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel, maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
This is the plaintiff, Jessica Cruz. She says she bought a car from the defendant, drove it to a mechanic because it was shaking at high speeds, and her mechanic told her the thing needed $2,000 worth of work. She brought it back to the defendant, who called the cops and had her arrested for trespassing and disturbing the peace. Then the defendant had the car repossessed. The defendant's nothing more than a con artist. His dealership's been shut down, and she's suing for the $3,993.89 she's out. the defendant, Rich. He says he would have been happy to repair the car for the plaintiff, but she refused to sign the work order authorizing them. The plaintiff became irate, screaming and throwing things around. She even pushed his office manager, so they called the cops. The woman doesn't have a leg to stand on with this lawsuit, and he thinks the judge will agree. He's accused of unloading a real clunker. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $3,534 for breach of contract.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Jessica Cruz, you are suing Richard. You've asked, and his company, you've asked us not to mention your last name or the company's name, for $3,993.89 in damages that you have sustained because they repossessed your car, and you want the money that you've paid into it given back to you. Why? What happened?
Well, it all started on February 29th, 2012, when I purchased a vehicle.
Listen, nobody knows more than me how much a Latina has to use her hands to talk. But you have to pick between those bracelets and using your hand. Because it's very distracting. I want to hear your testimony and not the clinking.
Sorry about that.
Okay,
miss.
no worries. Go ahead.
Well, it all started when I purchased the vehicle. I was coming home, and when I purchased the vehicle, it was already having problems, Your Honor.
Okay.
It was stalling on me. The check engine light turned on. And
When did you buy the car?
February 29th, 2012.
Okay. And had you test-driven the car before
I test-driven it for 15 minutes, and it was nothing. The check engine light wasn't on.
So according to you, on your way home, is this a used car?
It's a used car.
And how many miles were on it?
213,000.
Okay. So can I see the paperwork from the sale of the car?
Thank you. You're welcome.
Doesn't that drive you crazy?
You want me to take it off?
Yes, I do.
You do?
I
All
no,
right.
I mean just the ones that are making
You
noise.
don't think it's pretty or anything?
They're beautiful,
Thank
but you know. All right.
I'll do it for you because I like you.
Okay, thank you. All right, now I'm looking at your paperwork, and everything is marked as is, no warranty, as is, blah, 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 blah. All right. So you start having problems with the car right away, and what do? Do you call them?
I do. I went down there the next day to pay the rest of the deposit.
Now you can go like this. Go ahead. So you go down there the next day to pay the rest of your deposit.
Yes, that's correct. And I explained to him there's problems with the vehicle. Could you help me with this? And he was giving me a hard time. So I went on my own time to go to a professional auto place to see what needs to be done to it. It was over $2,000 that needed to be repaired on the vehicle.
Yeah, but how did you know? This was like the day after. It's not even 24 hours that you drove the car off. How did you already know that it was $2,000?
No, I went like on the 7th, a couple of days after. I went to the repair place.
All right, so you knew that it was going to be a hefty bill. So you went to them and said, can you guys do this for me or help me with this? And they said?
They couldn't help me with it.
They weren't going to help you with it. All right, so then what happened? Was it unpleasant while you were there?
Very, very unpleasant, very rude and disrespectful. And I felt like as a customer, I should have more, dignity and more respect. I gave this man over almost $3,000 down on the vehicle. And it was just giving me problems, Your Honor. I couldn't get to work. I barely lost I lost my job almost.
So then what did you do? Did you get the car repaired somewhere else?
I had one of my mechanics. I'm sorry, miss.
Okay, it's a car. It's car. It's not cancer.
I know it is. I know. It's just hard for me.
Okay.
The vehicle, I had one of my mechanic friends. His name is Doug. He's a professional licensed mechanic. I paid him a certain amount because I couldn't get it repaired in the auto shop. I didn't have enough money to get it repaired in a shop. It was too much that I could afford. So he did the repairs for me, and I have the statement here.
And how much did he charge you?
Altogether, it was $755.89.
And then was it driving right?
Yes, it was. Good. It was driving much better than it was.
But then you didn't pay your every 2 weeks you're supposed to make a payment of $131?
Every 2 weeks. I was off by 3 payments.
Right.
Because I had to get the repairs done to get to work. I tried to call him to let him know I'm going to be late with the payment. They were hanging up the phone on me and just letting me know, just being rude. Wouldn't let me say anything. They wouldn't let me on their property, Your Honor, because I...
What happened that day?
I'll let you know what happened.
I might hear from them. Do you want to give me a heads up as to what happened on that day that they wouldn't even let you on their property? Something pretty bad had to happen that day.
Before, going back to when I went there, I tried to explain to them, could they fix the vehicle? He took the vehicle that day, gave me a loaner car. It was a Clunker, it's a 1987. To get back home, I couldn't barely get home with that vehicle.
Okay,
so,
but what obligation does he have to give you a loaner?
I know.
I mean,
so he called me the next day and agreed that I need to sign a work order form. So I went there. The work order form was a blank form with no repairs that are going to be done to the vehicle, no stating no brakes or anything.
That would obligate you to pay for the repairs?
I disagreed to sign, because I'm not going to sign a blank form just like the one you have, the same thing with nothing on it, Your Honor.
Okay.
So Jennifer, she's a salesperson there. I spoke with her and I was like, could I have my vehicle back? I paid my payments. No, you cannot have your vehicle back. I had to call the cops because she was giving me a hard time to get my vehicle back.
Did the police tell them to give you back your vehicle?
They did call me.
All right, what happened that day?
Well, that day, Ms. Cruz came in and wanted her car to be repaired. I had no problem repairing it. However, according to motor vehicle laws, I need to have her sign an authorization form.
Yeah, but not a blank one.
No, it wasn't. She told me what items she wanted corrected.
Right.
And I put that in there.
Right.
And at that point, my secretary gave her the paper to make her sign it.
Right, but she's saying that the paper was blank.
No, it was not.
Okay.
She came in, she told us what items needed to be addressed. We wrote them down on a work order, and we told her she had to sign it of no charge. At that point, she took the work order and ripped it up. She threatened my secretary, and she pushed her and snatched the keys out of her hands. And I have a sign by my secretary. It states that.
Were the police
Yeah.
called?
I'm sorry?
Were the police called?
Yes, they were.
What ended up happening with the police that day?
The police came, we made them aware of what happened, and they asked my secretary if she wanted to press charges for assault, because she had pushed her. My secretary said, no, I do not want to press charges. At that point, the police officer told her not to come back.
I politely told her I would get her car as she started screaming and throwing things. I went outside to pull her car from around back. As I was walking towards the back, she was calling me every obscene name there is and started to threaten me. Then she pushed me and tried to snatch the keys out of my hands, ripping the key tag off. I just don't understand, like, what, you know, I deal in human behavior, and there's usually cause and effect for human behavior, all right? Almost always. And there's something she's this angry about. And what could it be if you are saying you're going to fix it for free when you have no obligation because there's no warranty? What could it be if the work order's all filled out? Because then why is she saying, no, it's not? The words are right there. So what is it that was causing her to be this angry? You can't be being totally honest with me.
I can't account for her actions. I don't know what's wrong with her. Her mother called me and said she had a disorder. And I said, it's quite obvious based on her behavior.
Did you push his secretary?
Okay, safer bet, buying a car with 200,000 miles that you test drive for 15 minutes or $100 on a roulette table in Vegas.
I'd say $100 on a roulette table in Vegas.
Anybody disagree? No way going inside the courtroom.
Physically, no, I did not push her. The police officer came because she felt that I was offending her, which I wasn't. And he explained to me, I could go to the property the next day, but I have to speak to dealer because I had a situation with Jennifer, the salesperson. So, okay, the next day came, my payment is due on the 9th. They knew I was gonna come there and pay my payment. So I go there, and so the officer, he would not even let me explain myself, my side of the story. He just said, you know what, I'm just gonna arrest you because I have enough footage on the camera.
I thought she didn't want to press charges.
He told her, don't come back here. Her mother called me and said, how's my daughter going to make payments? I said, I don't, and the officer told her not to come back on the property. I then told the mother over the phone, if you want to make payments, send it by mail. That was agreed upon. The following morning, Ms. Cruz came in and started banging on the window and made obscene gestures. At that point, we called the police again. The officer that came on the scene was the same officer that was there the day before that had told her not to come back on the property. And as a result of her coming there, they arrested her.
Would they arrest her for trespass after warning, or?
They arrested her for second-degree breach of peace, first-degree criminal trespassing. Here's a copy of the police file.
Did they arrest her for the actual assault?
No.
Okay.
No, because we told her we wouldn't do that.
Right.
We gave her a second chance.
Why didn't you just mail your payment or have that nice man next to you take it in or have anybody else take it in, have your mother take it in?
I did mail the payment after I got arrested, Your Honor. I have proof that I mailed it.
But you were 3 payments behind. Why were you 3 payments behind? That's 6 weeks without paying. Because you were angry?
No, Your Honor. I was losing hours from my job, and also I had to do repairs on the vehicle.
Okay, but so then they repossessed the car. So why is it that he must pay you $4,000 when your car got repossessed for non-payment?
Because all the pain and suffering I had to go through, Your Honor. I have
Because
proof
what?
here. I didn't have enough. I couldn't even afford the payment when I bought the vehicle. I had pay stubs.
But
here.
Ms. Cruz, whose fault is that? Maybe that's not something you should be doing.
It is my fault, Your Honor.
Right,
It
and I mean,
is.
I know that you put down a bunch of money on the car.
sorry,
Did you sell the car?
No, I still have it in my possession.
Your Honor, could I speak?
Yeah.
There was a navigation, like they made me sign the first payment. If I don't pay, the car will shut off, and also they would take my vehicle, which that did not happen.
What difference does it make? They
I
took
know,
your
well-
vehicle for non-payment, sweetheart. That's what happens when you don't
Yeah,
pay and
okay.
you owe. How much was the owed on the car?
$3,500.
$3,500 still on the car. Now, you have a counterclaim
Yes.
against her for what?
For the balance owed on the contract plus repossession fee.
Okay, but you didn't do what is supposed to happen, which is you sell it, you have costs, and then you can itemize the costs and offset it against the value, because you actually own the car right now. So that's an asset. The car has a certain
Yes.
blue book value.
But I'll get
Plus you have all her money that she put down. So how are you going to prove to me a loss in the amount that you were trying to prove to me a loss?
I will give her credit when the time comes.
No,
and I do
I'm in
sell.
court now. This is when this
I
stuff.
cannot give her credit for the vehicle
Yeah, but I
until I
will.
sell it.
No, but I will. See, I'm in court
And it
right
can-
now, and you
Yep.
you chose to file your counterclaim now.
Correct.
So I have to deal with the now. So the way I'm going to deal with the now is I am going to determine the book value of the car, which I'm looking at, plus the money that you have already, which that's money. And when I look at that, that's just about even with the cost of the contract. And if not, then the onus is on you to have proven to me otherwise, which you haven't because you haven't sold the car. So on your counterclaim against her, I'm going to call it a wash, but that means I'm not going to allow you to get any money back on the car, particularly because they didn't do anything wrong. They do not have a duty to you to fix your car.
Could I
Okay, we're
speak?
done.
We're
It's
done?
a wash, guys. See ya.
Judge Milian rules it's a wash. See ya. Come on in here. What's your reaction to her ruling there?
My action, I feel like I deserve at least the repairs back and the pain and suffering, but I understand her point of view. It is the law, and the law is the law.
Right. Do you have an
At least
anger
I
problem?
tried. No, I do not have an anger problem. I got counseling for that, and also I have proof that I, did my time, and my record
Right.
is clean now. So
Okay. You understand the legality of an as-is sale?
yes, I do.
Right? Okay. All right. Good luck with everything right down this way. All right. Come on in here. Tell me what you think about the outcome here. It's a wash. So long. Right? Stand up. Turn around. What's your feeling on the outcome here? Anything?
Well, I don't feel it should be a wash. There was a deficiency on the amount owed, and I feel she still owes me the balance.
Well, you're going to sell the car, right?
At some point in time, I will. But you can't determine how much I'm going to sell it for.
It was determined. Harvey?
You got to remember, even if it's an as-is sale, you still have a right to try and negotiate a warranty. It's all in the negotiation.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.